Right now, there's a pretty famous country couple going through a divorce, Keith and Nicole Kidman.
Yeah.
When you saw that news, how much did you relate to that and you felt what they were going through, kind of? Or?
Oh, honestly, I was heartbroken for them because just the media scrutiny is insane, and the things that I'm seeing people say, and they're stirring up rumors about Maggie Ba, and I'm like, she's a good friend of mine, and I know that that's absolutely not true, and I've met her boyfriend, and she's very happy, and she has nothing to do with that whole relationship. So I feel sad for everybody involved that people are doing that and picking apart their personal life, because I didn't have to, I am nowhere near to the fame point of Keith Urban. So to feel how I felt it's got to be times 10.
Picture this. Keith Urban and two women, his guitarist Maggie Ba and country singer Alexandra Kay, caught in a whirlwind of rumors that's got the whole internet on fire. Keith, the heartthrob fresh out of a high-profile split from Nicole Kidman, Maggie, the talented musician suddenly accused of being too close for comfort, and Alexandra, she's stepping in like a storm, shutting down the gossip with some serious truth bombs. This isn't just a love triangle. It's country music's latest scandal playing out in real time. And trust me, the tea is hotter than ever. So hit that subscribe button, drop your thoughts in the comments, and stay tuned because this drama is just getting started. Keith Urban and Nicole Kidman, the couple everyone thought would last forever. They met back in 2005, fell fast, and by 2006, they were saying "I do" in a dreamy Sydney ceremony that felt straight out of a movie. From that moment on, they were unstoppable. Hollywood elegance meets country charm. Nicole, the Oscar-winning actress. Keith, the country superstar. Together, they built a family, raised two daughters, and seemed to balance fame with something rare: genuine love. For years, they showed up hand in hand on every red carpet, always smiling, always supporting each other's careers. Fans adored them because they made it look real. But behind the cameras, something started to shift. Over the last year, whispers turned into worry. Keith was often touring alone, and Nicole was spotted at events without him. Even interviews felt distant. The warmth that once defined them started to fade, replaced by polite mentions instead of heartfelt words. Then came the shocker. Reports surfaced that Nicole had officially filed for divorce. For fans, it hit like a gut punch. This wasn't just another celebrity split. This was Keith and Nicole, the couple who seemed untouchable, the kind of love story people believed in. Now, that picture-perfect bond has cracked, and everyone's asking, what really went wrong behind the scenes? Enter Maggie Ba, Keith Urban's electrifying guitarist and the woman suddenly at the center of his post-divorce storm. She's the one fans can't stop talking about, the mystery girl who went from playing backup to becoming headline news overnight. Maggie joined Keith's High and Alive World Tour earlier this year, and from the start, their onstage chemistry had fans buzzing. She's got that mix of talent and confidence that grabs your attention, the kind of energy that makes her impossible to ignore. But it wasn't until the internet started digging that things took a turn. It all started with a few concert clips, nothing crazy at first, just Keith smiling her way, maybe standing a little closer than usual. But then came the moment. During one of his shows, Keith performed the song The Fighter, the song he wrote years ago as a love letter to Nicole Kidman, and fans claim he subtly changed the lyrics. A line that used to sound like a promise to Nicole Kidman suddenly felt like a wink toward Maggie. Maybe it was coincidence, maybe it wasn't. But once that video hit TikTok, it was game over. Within hours, it spread like wildfire. Millions of views, thousands of comments, and a brand new rumor that Keith had replaced his muse. From there, the internet detectives got to work. people started dissecting every performance, every look, every Instagram story. Frame by frame, they hunted for clues. A shared laugh here, a secret glance there. Fan pages began posting side-by-side comparisons of Keith singing The Fighter with Nicole in the audience years ago versus Keith singing it now, with Maggie smiling beside him on stage. Gossip blogs jumped in fast, labeling it a flirty on-stage connection and hinting that maybe this was more than just music. But here's where things get messy, because in reality, no one knows what's going on behind the scenes. Maybe it's just performance chemistry. Maybe fans are reading too deep into a perfectly normal stage dynamic. Yet, with the divorce rumors fresh and emotions high, people were ready to believe anything. Every move Keith made suddenly had double meaning. Every song lyric felt like a clue. And poor Maggie, whether innocent or not, found herself painted as the other woman in a story she never signed up for. Still, the timing couldn't have been worse. Keith's heartbreak, the viral clips, the gossip cycle spinning at full speed, it all collided into one explosive internet moment. What started as a tour highlight turned into a social media storm. And before long, Maggie Ba wasn't just Keith's guitarist, she was the new name in one of the biggest celebrity scandals of the year. Now here's where the story takes a turn, because out of all the voices chiming in on the Keith Urban and Maggie Ba rumors, one stood out loud and clear: Alexandra Kay. If you've been following country music lately, you know that name. She's the breakout star who's been blowing up online for her soulful voice, viral covers, and down-to-earth honesty. She's not some industry outsider. Alexandra's part of the same Nashville circle as Keith and Maggie. They've shared stages, played the same festivals, and moved through that tight-knit country scene where everyone knows everyone. So, when the gossip hit full speed and Maggie's name was being dragged through the mud, Alexandra decided enough was enough. In an interview with Taste of Country, Alexandra didn't hesitate to step up and defend her friend, and she didn't sugarcoat it. "I know that's absolutely not true," she said, straight up shutting down the idea that Maggie had anything to do with Keith and Nicole's breakup. "I was heartbroken for them because the media scrutiny is insane." You could feel how genuine she was. This wasn't a PR statement. This was a friend trying to stop the internet from tearing someone apart. Alexandra painted a very different picture of Maggie. Not a flirt, not a scandal magnet, but a professional musician focused on her craft and, as she made clear, happily in a relationship. Yeah, Maggie's taken. And according to Alexandra, she's been in a loving, committed relationship that has nothing to do with Keith Urban or the chaos surrounding him. But Alexandra didn't just defend Maggie, she went after the culture that created this mess. She called out how toxic the rumor mill has become, how fast a random clip or out-of-context moment can spiral into a global scandal. She talked about how women in the industry, especially those working with powerful male artists, are constantly judged, labeled, and picked apart for simply existing in the same spotlight. Alexandra said it best: the scrutiny is insane. One smile, one glance, and suddenly the internet's got a full-blown story about affairs and betrayal. Her words hit home for a lot of people. Fans flooded her comments with support, praising her for speaking truth in an industry where silence is safer. But at the same time, the reaction wasn't all positive. Some skeptics claimed she was just trying to cover for Maggie, while others twisted her comments into something else entirely. And here's the irony. The interview that was meant to end the drama actually gave it new life. People started questioning Alexandra's motives, asking if maybe she knew more than she was saying, or if her fierce defense hinted at something. So instead of putting out the fire, Alexandra's interview became gasoline on an already blazing rumor. The blogs picked it up, YouTubers dissected every word, and the gossip storm only grew louder. Because that's how it always goes in celebrity land. Even when someone tries to tell the truth, the internet would rather keep the mystery alive. And while Alexandra meant well, her interview didn't stop the speculation. If anything, it made everyone even hungrier for answers. The moment that really sent fans into a frenzy came during one of Keith Urban's High and Alive tour shows, when he performed The Fighter, the very song he wrote for Nicole Kidman. Mid-performance, Keith allegedly changed some of the lyrics. It was subtle, a few words swapped here and there, but fans caught it instantly. Phones went up, clips went viral, and social media exploded. Some viewers shrugged it off as typical stage improvisation. After all, artists tweak lyrics all the time. But others were convinced it was a deliberate signal, a message hidden in plain sight. Then came the theories. Was Keith shading Nicole, a subtle jab wrapped in a hit song? Was it an inside joke with Maggie Ba, his guitarist who was right there on stage? Or was it simply a spur-of-the-moment tweak, nothing more than a playful change during a live show? Fans debated every angle, dissecting every syllable, every glance, every note. Within hours, forums, TikTok, and X were flooded with side-by-side clips, theories, and heated arguments. Meanwhile, Keith's team stayed silent. No comment, no clarification, nothing. And in the world of celebrity gossip, silence is a green light for speculation. Without an official word, the rumor mill spun faster and faster. What might have been an innocent moment became the moment everyone obsessed over, the lyric change that fueled the latest chapter of the Keith Urban drama, leaving fans scrambling for answers that may never come. Finally, Keith Urban addressed the rumors head-on during his Nashville concert, and fans were hanging on every word. He told the crowd, "Stop reading into it," making it clear that the lyric change in The Fighter was nothing more than an artistic choice. Not a message to Nicole, not a nod to Maggie, just him doing what he does on stage. The response landed differently with fans. Some felt relieved, believing Keith had finally cleared the air and ended the speculation. Others weren't convinced at all, saying he sounded defensive, like he was trying to control the narrative instead of truly explaining himself. Social media exploded immediately, debates splitting fans down the middle. Some praised him for honesty, while others questioned his motives. Was this genuine clarification or carefully crafted damage control? Even after his statement, the chatter didn't stop. Opinions stayed divided, clips went viral again, and the rumor mill kept spinning. In true celebrity drama fashion, a single explanation wasn't enough to calm the storm. The media reaction and fan chatter exploded as soon as Alexandra Kay spoke out. Tabloids, TikTok pages, and fan forums were flooded with her interview clips, and everyone had an opinion. Many praised Alexandra for defending Maggie Ba instead of feeding the drama, calling her honesty a rare breath of fresh air in celebrity gossip. But not everyone was convinced. Some accused her of trying to protect the country music boys club, shielding Keith and other male artists from scrutiny, while Maggie Ba took the brunt of the blame. It quickly became clear how gendered the conversation was. Maggie, the woman on stage, was vilified far more than Keith, showing just how unfairly narratives often target women. Fans dissected every word, every gesture, and every clip, and the debate raged across social media, keeping the story alive and messy. Here at Spill Society, we've got to break it down. This situation is a perfect example of how quickly social media can twist narratives, especially when a high-profile divorce collides with obsessive fan culture. Alexandra handled it with maturity. She defended her friend, spoke honestly, and refused to get dragged into the drama herself. That kind of head-leveledness stands out in a world that thrives on chaos. But what does this mean for Keith? Public perception is tricky. Some fans might respect his transparency, but the viral clips and endless speculation could continue shaping how audiences see him on tour. Every performance, every smile, every interaction on stage could be analyzed as proof by the rumor mill. In short, the drama isn't going anywhere anytime soon, and both Alexandra's defense and Keith's actions will keep fans talking, proving once again that in celebrity life, even the smallest moments can explode into full-blown scandals.